On behalf of the chairman, Senator Fischer.
Thank you, Senator King. Thank you, General, for being here today, and my thanks to your family for the support they offer you, but also for the sacrifices that they make for this country as well. So thank you, sir. I'd like to just follow up a little bit with my colleague questioning you on NC3. I understand the relationship you have with STRATCOM, with General Cotton. I'm very pleased to hear about your work in establishing that architecture. But can you tell us where you believe we are in the process there? And in this setting, what has been done, what still needs to be done, and if you think the timeline we are currently on is appropriate?
Senator, what I can speak to is in terms to how STRATCOM has really approached ensuring they have visibility of the NC3 enterprise, how they've aligned their components to ensure that they're focused on the cybersecurity of the enterprise, and then the clear requirements that STRATCOM has given to U.S. Cyber Command and our components to ensure that it is secured. In terms of the investment strategy, I defer that to General Cotton.
Okay, thank you. I appreciated our discussion earlier this week on Cybercom and NSA's efforts to share more information with the public, especially about network vulnerabilities. As I told you in our conversation, I think that the more the American people have a fuller understanding of the threats we face, I know that they would be very, very supportive of the actions we need to take to make sure this country is safe. In this setting, can you speak to the value of those types of advisories on known cybersecurity threats and how they can be better leveraged to protect non-governmental assets?
Senator, I think this is an area that, from an NSA and a Cyber Command perspective, the ability to share information that allows both our companies to be more resilient, so a complete understanding of what the threat environment looks like at an unclassified level makes everything go more quickly, so we can move with speed. In terms of sharing what those threats look like, we would want every American to be able to understand what is the threat, particularly if we're thinking about ransomware or in the future, what threats come from generative AI and how would that enable a hacker. Those are conversations that we should be having very routinely, both in how we communicate and in the documents that we put out, but also in how we engage the U.S. population.
You know, you not only protect Department of Defense, our national security, the assets that we have, but also what is your relationship to private companies that have critical infrastructure? For example, transmission lines, our ports, our airports, nuclear power facilities. Can you just on a high level tell us what your relationship is there and your feelings about it, how secure it is?
Senator, from our perspective in U.S. Cyber Command, the National Security Agency, the Department of Defense is the sector-specific lead for the defense industrial base. So in terms of a series of direct sharing relationships with that segment, our close partnership with CISA in terms of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, as they lead, and in this case, for those type of activities with the Department of Energy, they are our partner. So we want to ensure that both to CISA and to DOE, they're getting the best threat information to allow them to ensure the sector leads across the sector councils within energy are getting that data. I've seen that. I've been a part of that activity in the past. Our ability, if confirmed, to sustain that and expand it, that'll be an area that'll be a priority.
You know, when we go outside of the United States, it's important that we collaborate with our allies as well. And have our partners in a cyber domain. It's important in this country. It is important with other governments as well. How do you believe that you will be able to increase that collaboration?
In terms of our partners, today we have a really good set of international partnerships. And as U.S. Cyber Command continues to grow, if confirmed, how we apply our budget that allows us to also look at how we expand those foreign partnerships is an area that we'll certainly consider.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
On behalf of the chair, Senator Warren.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Our nation's adversaries use crypto to evade sanctions